Access provided by Nintendo. I have been playing the Mario and Luigi franchise since I was a wee little tyke, but did you know that there is a new Mario and Luigi game coming out called Mario and Luigi Brothership? Well, Nintendo invited me out to get to do a special hands-on preview with the game, so I wanted to talk to you guys about my initial impressions and what I noticed about the new Mario and Luigi game. So if you guys enjoy this video, definitely make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that stuff down below. And without any further ado, let's get talking about Mario and Luigi Brothership. For those who don't know, the Mario and Luigi series is an RPG series of games where you take control of Mario and Luigi and go through an arrangement of adventures, whether you're time traveling with your baby counterparts or going and taking a deep dive inside of Bowser's body, you're always going on wacky and fun adventures. This Mario and Luigi game is absolutely no different. The main gist of this game is that a bunch of islands were initially all connected to this main island called the Ship Shape Island, but they all got separated when this tree really started to die. I don't remember the main terminology they used when they were telling me the story, but the main objective of the game is that you need to reconnect all of the islands back into Ship Shape Island. Think of them all like plugs. It's a pretty simple story, but no Mario and Luigi story is overly complicated, so don't worry about there being an overwhelming story. It's pretty cute and it's pretty standard. Though there is some sort of autonomy or some sort of choice in what order you progress through the islands, though to the extent of how you do that is kind of uncertain at the moment, so I don't want to speculate too much on that, but it's not going to be super duper linear. There is going to be some variable of choice in how you complete the islands. Talking about the gameplay, controlling Mario and Luigi does feel very similar to games in the Mario and Luigi series' past, but there is one very notable difference here. The best way I can describe it is you're really only controlling Mario. In games in the series past, you press A to jump as Mario and B to jump as Luigi, but here you are primarily controlling Mario. You cannot make Luigi jump at all. Luigi kind of tags along more so like a partner from other Mario RPG games. It kind of took me a second to relearn my thinking and knowledge of what I knew about the Mario and Luigi series in the past, but when I actually did play, even as just Mario, it actually made traversal a lot easier because you didn't have to worry about making Mario and Luigi jump over certain things. It was a lot easier to control, and it made navigation around the world a little smoother, in my personal opinion. Of course, walking around the overworld is only half of what you're doing with Mario and Luigi together. The other half has to do with battling. And battling in this game feels very similar to what we are used to with Mario and Luigi games in the past. Again, kind of like with the Overworld thing, you're not really controlling Luigi with the B button unless you're doing certain actions like bro moves. You're only using the left stick and the A button, so it's again another thing you're going to have to kind of relearn from the previous games. But all the bells and whistles from the previous Mario and Luigi games in terms of the battling, they're all here. The jumping, the hammering, the bro moves, everything from the previous games return. Though there is one new notable addition in this game, and they are called plugs. These plugs kind of function like the badges do in like the Paper Mario games, for instance. You equip them to your characters, and when you're in battle, they do certain things and enhance certain stats. Going through some of the plugs, the first one to talk about is called the Surprise Iron Ball, which basically, if you pull off an excellent attack against an enemy, an iron ball will fall on their head to deal some extra damage. There's also some plugs called Auto Something, so Auto Mushrooms or Auto Syrup, and basically those ones are self-explanatory. When you're low on health or you're low on BP, basically it will autofill those for you using mushrooms from your inventory and using syrup from your inventory. Because it's a plug, I don't think it'll use up a turn, kind of like, if you just use an item during your turn, that is your turn as that one character. I'm assuming because it's a plug, it might do it automatically and not waste a turn. Then you have these plugs called the Anti-Flying and Anti-Spike Specialist. Now these plugs you equip, and if you're fighting against enemies that are flying or fighting against enemies that are spiked, basically you will do extra damage to them if you have these plugs equipped. And then there's a badge called the Kaboom Attack, which basically if you use the hammer, it'll deal extra damage. There's some more plugs that I didn't talk about here, but there's going to be loads of them, and they seem to be kind of different than badges in some ways, because first of all, you craft them. You don't buy them from a badge shop, or I guess a plug shop. You craft them, and it looks like, based on a counter on the side, they have a certain amount of uses before they end up breaking. So you have to manage your resources a little bit. But another thing I really like about these plugs is you can actually equip them whenever you want in battle. If you end up going into a random encounter battle and realize that different plugs might actually be useful in the battle, you can scroll over to the plugs section of the battle menu and switch out your plugs without even using a turn. So it's really, really cool. It's a really, really great way to kind of strategize when you enter a battle, what plugs you might want to change to that'll actually end up benefiting you and making the battle easier. Going back really quickly to the overworld and talking a little bit more about how Mario and Luigi function, there is one little thing that I left out. Now, like I said, you mostly control Mario and he's the one that you kind of run around the world with, and Luigi just kind of tags along. But there are certain moments in the game where this thing will happen that is called Luigi Logic. Luigi will have a bright idea and a little animation of him will play, and it's actually really, really cool. And basically, when a Luigi's Logic moment happens, you can separate Luigi from you and have him do a different task. So, for instance, you could use this Luigi Logic to do things like have Luigi collect things that are around the environment that maybe you can't catch on your own, or you can have him help you complete certain puzzles. It's really, really cool how they've implemented the Luigi Logic, and I think it'll be a really cool way to do some puzzle solving. It's kind of like, I remember in Superstar Saga, there's a mechanic where you could split the brothers up. It's kind of like that. So that's it about the game's mechanics and how the game seems to function. Now, what about the demo I played? What did I get to see and play? There's some things I can't talk about, but here's what I can talk about. The first island I went to, because I went to 2 islands in my demo, was an island called Twisty Island. Now, in this island, it was really themed around dancing and dance moves, and all the characters on the island really seemed to have a little bit of a groovy edge to them. Especially this one character whose name is Diode, which is obviously like a little bit of a pun there. He's like a battery, and he's a really cool guy. He's probably my favorite character in the whole entire demo that I got to see. But on this island, there's actually different objectives that you need to complete. The main one being you need to save this character named Make It. And to save her, you need to do some little tasks for certain characters around the island. Like, for example, Diode, he can't perform without his amazing hair wax, and you need to go on a little bit of a scavenger hunt to get that hair wax for him. And some of it involves this really cool, not stealth mission, but like a little dodge the bugs kind of mission that I actually had a lot of fun with. I always love missions where you have to kind of dodge all the things coming at you. That was pretty fun. And then Diode teaches this really cool dance move thing, and it's really cool. It's such a cool segment of the game, and I really can't wait for you all to actually get to play it in person. It was pretty fun. And going back to Diode for a second, the writing in this game is just so top tier. If you guys love the writing, the comedy from the previous Mario and Luigi games, it's all still here. I know Alpha Dream is no longer around, but whatever the new team is that is working on this game, they are doing a great job of keeping that charm and the character from the original Mario and Luigi games. It's all here, and yes, that does include the babble talking. You get to hear the Mario brothers talking their usual babble, and Kevin Afghani, assuming obviously that he's Mario and Luigi, does a really good job here. I also get like a little quick look into Shipshape Island, which basically serves as the hub for this game. Now, Shipshape Island, there's not much to report here just because there's not much that I got to see, but there seems to be a wide array of characters here. Whenever you plug islands back in, your Shipshape Island hub seems to populate. And we even get to see Starlo, who was the main helper person in some of the previous Mario and Luigi games. And then, after doing a little bit of exploring there, I got to go to another island called Merry-Go Island. Now, I can't talk too much about this one, but what I can say is that it was a really cool island. I love the theming of it. Basically, this island goes for a little more of an amusement park kind of thing. There's a really cool maze, there's a lot of cool characters that you interact with. It's a really, really cool island, and honestly, I really love this island. It was really cool finding all the different enemies, because what I love is all the enemies in this game, and even a lot of the main characters, the NPCs that you talk to, are completely unique. They got their own different personalities, they got their own personal designs, they're all fun, they're all quirky. This is really what I want to see from a new Mario RPG, because really, this and Origami King are really the only new Mario RPGs we got for the Switch, and this one is absolutely top tier. So overall, I really enjoyed my playthrough or my little session with Mario and Luigi Brothership. It has a lot of charm, it's a lot of fun, it refines a lot of what the original games did. It feels very similar, but tweaks some little things to make it a little more streamlined, a little more, simple, and I do think that is not a bad thing. I think it works to this game's favor here because there are some things that just feel really right with this game. The little changes that they made actually do kind of work, but it still is very recognizable as the Mario and Luigi games that you knew from the past. So if you like what you saw, the game comes out in less than a month on November 7th. It is coming up very fast, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it as it comes out for the Nintendo Switch. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe, all that stuff down below. And tickle that notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload videos. Thank you again to Nintendo for letting me get to try this game hands-on. And until next time, you guys, I will see you all in the next video.